Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel, Roseology. You guys know the drill. Well, if you're new, then you don't. But sorry to speed through the intro, but there's a very strong download that's come through for me to share with you guys, and I just kind of want to jump straight into it and get it out of the way so I don't forget what's been coming through. So this is for those of you who need it, and let this be your confirmation if this resonates for you, for what Spirit has been trying to tell you already. So if you've been feeling heavy, burdened, afraid, misaligned, unlucky, lost, stuck, maybe like you're in the wrong place, maybe like Spirit has forgotten you, if you've been feeling alone, or have been struggling to trust Spirit, trust your surroundings, trust the people in your life, trust yourself, this is especially for you. If you guys are just ready to flow and be free of the stress that you may feel surrounded by in your life, this is definitely for you. And I don't even have any cards that I've pulled here. That is how I'll end up pulling one or two, but that is how strong this message appeared, and I just needed to share it. But at the time of me filming this, we are approaching the total lunar eclipse in Pisces happening on the 7th of September 2025. But trust whenever you see this message that it is meant for you. So in other words, this is a timeless reading, okay? Because, divine timing is everything, and Spirit will get this message to you at the appropriate time for you when you are ready and meant to receive this. So this Pisces energy or umbrella that we are entering into for this full moon, it's going to ask us to flow. And that's going to be kind of challenging for a lot of us, because it's encouraging us to flow in the very places that we naturally resist, or we're experiencing the most resistance. And it's like a knee-jerk reaction to oppose or fight back or keep something from happening in the very space that Pisces is asking us to just trust and surrender and just kind of vibe with. And it feels unnatural for us to just be or just allow or just exist when it comes to this place in your life. This could have to do with maybe money, relationships, love, family, health, career, mental state, goals, your marriage, fill in the blank. And North Node moving through Pisces, like it has been since January of this year, is creating a lot more pressure and urgency, because that's what the North Node does. It creates gravity and a level of seriousness to the sign that it transits, because it tells us this is necessary. This is top priority. We have to go towards this direction. But the North Node, it doesn't come with instructions. It doesn't tell us how to do anything. It just kind of pulls us in that general area. So if you've been under a lot of pressure that hasn't leveled off yet, but it has sort of continued to build no matter what you do, this is kind of for example, bills piling up. So you work more and it doesn't bring nearly as much financial relief as you need or as much as you thought it would. So it kind of gets to a point where it's well, what do I do now? Where do I go? I can't do more than what I'm already doing. It's physically impossible for me to do more. So if you kind of feel like you've run out of options, your back is against the wall, even though the demands on you are growing, your relief, okay? Your relief is coming when you least expect it. Just know that, sit with that, receive that. Your relief is coming, and it's going to come sooner than what you think. And it's going to be out of nowhere. I want to keep this message short, just so you guys can kind of hear this and, work with this, or, work with the messages here for yourself. We'll do a reading dedicated to this eclipse pretty soon. I'll do a reading for that for you guys. But again, just know that relief is coming when you least expect it. And this message has been weighing on me heavily for almost a month now, and I could not actually figure out what it was saying. I've been having dreams about it. I've been feeling it. I've been seeing it. I've been getting the signs for it. And again, I could not figure out what it was saying. I couldn't figure out who it was meant for until today, when it all opened up so clearly for me. And God, the universe, a higher power, whatever you call it, it knows what pressure you are under. It sees the tears that you've been crying. It knows how difficult it's been for you trying to stay composed and keep it all together while feeling like you were drowning all at the same time. Know this for a fact, something just broke spiritually, energetically, quantumly, we'll call it. I don't know how to describe it. All I know is something just broke in terms of that pressure finally being released, that hardship, that wall that you couldn't break through, that limit that you felt confined to, that weight that kept holding you back, or that anchor that held you underwater. It felt like it was holding you underwater. Something just snapped energetically where you were released from it. And waiting for this relief to materialize in the physical realm, it can be frustrating and just as difficult as dealing with the problem. So Spirit says for instant relief, we need to flow by getting out of the way. And, like as human beings, as conscious beings, that's really difficult for us because we are designed to do. When there's an issue, our natural reaction is to resolve it, to fix it, to manage it, to not do. Can be one of the most difficult modes to shift into. So how do we do it? How do we do nothing? And that is the other side of this message that came through. We do nothing by softly assuming or by accepting, in other words. So think about it like this. Whatever you may be going through in your life, it's going to be different for all of you because we're all in different places in our life, right? But think about it like this. What if you were exactly where you were meant to be for the next best thing to happen? What if you haven't made a mistake? What if you didn't make the wrong choice? What if everything that's going on in your life right now that may be draining you or stressing you, what if this was all a part of the plan or a part of a higher plan? What if your success was already guaranteed? What if your prayers were already answered? What if your manifestation was already materializing? What if you already made it? What if you were already healed or have been healing this entire time, even through the tears and through the frustration and through the anger? What if you were already complete? What if this hard season was behind you? How would you live? How would you show up? What would you be doing? Because the worlds are colliding with this upcoming full moon in Pisces or this total lunar eclipse. You just don't see it yet. And that's the sort of, illusion there. But Pisces has a lot to get off of its chest. It has a lot to let go of and detach from, which is why it rules the final house, known as the house of undoing. It's where we come undone and we return to a state of just being or just existing. And again, this is one of the hardest states to shift into, especially when you're so used to fighting or to struggling or to trying or to, pushing yourself to the limit. And we flow by releasing ourselves from feeling like we have to do or respond to a problem that the universe has already solved. There's also a very old stubborn conscious program that is dying by the hour. And the resistance that you might be experiencing is where our conscious mind and higher conscious are working to align together. So this is the part of the process where it's okay to stop wondering what's going wrong. It's okay to stop asking, what did I do that was wrong? And start assuming that everything is going to plan. It's okay to let go. And if this message is meant for you, it's going to settle into your spirit peacefully. You don't have to force it at all. It'll settle in when it's meant for you. So let me just pull one quick tarot card. Let's just see what we get. Okay, let's see. You guys see that? Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is moving, you guys. You guys see that? It's the Wheel of Fortune. It's moving. Okay? It's happening. I don't need to say anything else. This is that confirmation right there. Let me pull a rune oracle for you guys too. I know I said, well, I did. I said I was only going to do one or two. And I'm using the Sunstone, a runic oracle Sunstone. There we go. Threads of Fate. All right, let me just grab a final oracle message for us. We have this one coming out. I don't know what this is. Underneath the deck is says staff. Looks like the Ace of Wands. So this is a spark. There's some sort of spark. Something, like I said, something broke. There's some sort of spark that is going to ignite the Wheel of Fortune to turn positively in your life. Okay? That's happening. It's already happened, actually. And this rune is called, where is it? This is Othala, I believe. Othala right here. And symbolism here says ancestor, inheritance, family, land, and home. It says we inherit and we honor. It says home is loved by all who prosper there in peace and enjoy a frequent harvest. Translating to inheritance, Othala, I believe, or Othala, yeah, carries this energy in all its forms. This rune invites us to honor how we came to be, what raised us, and what continues to shape us. When I think of Othala, I think of all the things that leave their imprint upon us. Of course, that is family that raised us, but also the land we grew up on. It's our ancestors and also the land they grew up on too. It is the strengths and gifts that we have inherited, the inalienable qualities that have woven themselves through generations. It is the wounds and traumas that have been passed down as well the harms that need to be rectified, the pain that needs to be transmuted. Othala also holds the new parts of ourselves that have awoken due to our current relations. Our chosen family lives with Othala, the bonds that have been forged, and the impact these relationships have had on us. I think I'm saying this right. I'm not sure. If it's wrong, just correct me in the comments. But it says, it is our dedication to these new practices and traditions, ones that our ancestors have not seen, that will leave a new footprint for future generations. Othala is a rune of kinship. It asks us to acknowledge the connection that we have to all things and to be in right relationship with those things. It is tending to the land that we live on, acknowledging its place as an ancestor in our life, and also honoring ancient stewards of that land. Othala is both physical and spiritual and encourages one to define their family, kin, and ancestors and to take care of all within those spaces, to truly be in reverence to them and deep gratitude for all the ways that they have made you. So this is also a deep connection to Mother Earth, even our ancestors that are trying to get into communion with us at this time as well. So you guys also have a lot of support around you from Mother Earth, from your spiritual side, from your ancestors, from the physical people in your life as well that may even be praying for you. And then I also want to read staff here. And so staff says magical connection journeying world tree. And it says amongst the Norse ancients, women were primarily the practitioners of magic. They were called Velvas. I don't know, you guys. I'm butchering these words, but it says and practice. Okay. Seor, I think, a type of Nordic shamanism. Velva translates to staff carrier or wand carrier. The staff was absolutely critical to their work as it represented the world tree. In holding it, they could enter a trance and journey through the many realms. So when staff finds us, it is an invitation to live within two realms at once, the seen and the unseen. In what ways do you already do this? How do you think you could do more of it? What places and guides do you want to establish a relationship with? And this card is a reminder of your power and abilities. How can you show up for them more? You guys, this is pretty self-explanatory here, that something is shifting, especially when it comes to, like I said, this is going to come when you least expect it. This shift where all of a sudden it's like this challenge, this resistance, this issue, this problem that's just been there, that's just been plaguing you, is lifted out of nowhere. Wheel of Fortune, the wheel has already started turning. All of a sudden it's going to be like night and day. Okay. Like a very instant switch, like switching a light on. But yeah, you guys, I just wanted to get this message out to you. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I pray that this reading finds you at the time that it is meant to find you. For those of you going through a rough time right now, I'm sending you so much love. I'm praying for your strength and that your abundance and blessings and protection finds you as quick as possible and manifest for you in the most gentle and beautiful way for your highest and greatest good. And you guys, you stay safe, healthy, blessed, keep conquering the world. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages. And I'll catch you guys in the eclipse pick a card reading that I'll have for you. All right, bye.